Ladies and gentlemen, this is double upload today. Obviously, I had the half fight announcement today, but this is my predictions for tonight's fight with Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. We're going through the full card, the full main card, should I say? And this is what I think. So, first fight is Harris versus Samanj. I think Harris will get a. I don't know how many rounds these are, but I think Harris will get a stoppage, an early stoppage win. And I think that'd be a good way to kick off the card. So I'm gonna say just a quick one. Harris win. Don't know much about both. I just heard a little bit of hype around Harris, so I'm just gonna pick Harris to get the win. Now this one I'm looking forward to: Fraser Clark versus Espindola. Be a decent-ish fight. Good, better for Fraser Clark than what he's had because what he's fought so far has been quite disappointing. But he even says himself he finds it disappointing that he's not really getting the fights he wants. And this will be a decent test for him, but I expect them to get it done in the second or third round. And I'm excited to see how Fraser Clark does tonight. It's been a while since we saw him. But now, going on to Joseph Parker versus Macy. Macy coming up from cruiserweight, so it's going to be naturally. He's going to be a lot. He's not naturally a heavyweight, where Joseph Parker is really naturally a heavyweight. And I always thought Joe Parker was a small heavyweight, but Jack Macy was even smaller, so it should be a decent fight. Joe Parker coming in £10 lighter than he was in the Joe Joyce fight, and I'm excited to see what happens. You know, I don't think Macy will bring it to him. I think he'll just try and jab and move. I think he'll just try to outbox him, and then I think obviously Joe Parker's going to do what Joe Parker does best. What I think will happen, I think Joe Parker will win. I think Joe Parker a late stoppage, maybe eighth round. I don't know how many rounds these are, but I'm guessing it's at least a 10 round with Joe Parker. I'm gonna say an eighth round stoppage from Joe Parker. I think he'll just be a bit too much for Macy, but you've got to give Macy respect because this is Massey is Massey's coming up from cruiserweight, and when you normally see people coming up from cruiserweight, they don't really jump in with the top seven, top eight, top 10, shall we say, heavyweights, and that's what Massey's doing. Massey is jumping with Joe Parker, which is Joe Parker coming off a loss against Joe Joyce, who's a great fighter, and I'm excited for this one. You know, it'll be a good fight, I hope, and we'll see what happens. But game plan for Massey will be just try. You can't stand with the whole gets out. But I think Joe Parker will break him down and end up stopping. I think Joe Parker should adopt a style that Joe just used on Parker. Parker should use that on Massey and see what happens. But going into this fight is going to be on Puna. It's Echo Esuma versus Chris Congo. I think it's looking well for belts and everything. Chris Congo had a good fight back, but I still think Chris Congo's got a lot to work on. However, this fight will catch fight early, I believe. It's the same with the catch fight early. And, you know, Echo Esuma really fire. And I think this should be his last fight before he goes to the world level. Chris Congo isn't a world fighter yet. I think the level he's boxing tonight is his level at the moment. I think these are European level fighters where I think he has that potential to go to world level. I think Chris Congo can change his training game could in this fight, but I think Echo Esman will have too much from tonight. I know Chris Congo's a big man, taller man, medium man. I think Chris will just run out of boxing as well. But I think Echo will just be boxing. Echo was feeling of course. Maybe he ever goes to spar with the Mike Jim, and he's a very good fighter. So I'm six minutes with a late stage round six. I think this is a 12 round fight as well. I think it'll be a bit more. I think ninth round Echo will get a stoppage or 10th round. Just think you like too much, Chris. I think it'll overwhelm. And I think it's a really good fight. nice prizes. I do think it's a close fight. I just think Eggwestman's got that more experience, the harder fights. I think he'll just edge this one for me. Now going on to the co-main event, it's Richard Riakpo versus Glowacki. This fight, this is a good fight. Richard Riakpo has to start early because sometimes Richard takes time to come into the fight. He's a top class operator. I don't even speak like top class operators like Lawrence Okoli. Richard has to put it on early. And so I think if Richard Rappel starts late, then I think later round, I think Glowacki will start to get as soon as I think the longer the fight goes on, Glowacki will pick up more confidence. So I think Richard will get it. I do believe though Richard will get it done early. Richard has to win this fight. Richard wins this fight. He's got a world title shot. Richard has freakish power. He's been described as the Deontay Wilder of the cruiserweight division. When he punches you, you don't get up. And, I think Richard Riakpo. I think he'll stop Glowacki in the third round for second. I think it'll outgoal. If it doesn't start quick, then it'll be a different fight. But I hope he starts quick. I really like Richard. I want to see him in the world title. Like I want to see him box next for the world title. Then I want to see him versus after he's won the world title. I want to see Lawrence Okoli versus Richard Riakpo in unification because that fight would be fire. And I don't think Lawrence Okoli has much time left at cruiserweight because he is a very, very, very big cruiserweight. Like Lawrence Okoli could easily be a decent sized heavyweight. So, and Lawrence Okoli is close with Sky and Boxer now, so it'd be an easy fight to make. But yeah, I'm gonna say Richard Riakpo to stop Glowacki, which will be by far Richard Riakpo's best win, because Glowacki only operates now against top class opponents, and although he's been beat twice by top class opponents, I think Richard Riakpo stops Glowacki tonight. I think that Dion Juma, whatever he's called, I can't even remember the kid's name, who Richard Riakpo fought. That was one of Richard Riakpo's toughest fights, because the guy was such a good, slick boxer. But I think this will be a tougher test tonight, because Glowacki is a really, really strong, tough man who can punch a bit. So I'm excited for that one. But now the main event, where all the bad blood is. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. Liam Smith isn't the favourite, but Liam Smith is a top class operator. And for me, this fight goes two ways. I think Liam Smith has a bit more, it does have a bit more skill than Chris Eubank Jr. box wise. I think he's like a lot better. But I think just does Eubank beat him because the way the shape Eubank's in, the new like thing Eubank's got. Eubank needs a statement tonight. And there's something in this that just me. I don't know. Something tells us like Eubank's got massive confidence on something he says in Liam Smith. Because this is a risky for Eubank to take. Because Eubank could wait time and go with her just because of his name. He hasn't his weapons up for Liam Smith in there. I think the best both have wins, but it's not a knockout card happen. However, I do believe little points, but Chris Eubank's got a solid chin in there. I think what will happen in this fight is, personally, I think it'll be like 5-3 or something. Like Eubank will start good early, and then I think like 4, 5, 6, 7, or just 4, 5, 6. I think Liam Smith, and then I think Eubank will shut off the fight. I think Eubank will just adopt the style he had against Liam Williams, where he'll just try and be slick on the back foot, outbox him, and that's how I believe it'll go. But this fight I can think of 5, 6, 7 ways fight goes. I think it's very 50-50, to be fair. I'm edging Chris Eubank Jr. a win on points. I don't think there'll be a stoppage at all. I think both men are tough as rocks. I don't think it'll be stopped. But it's a great fight. People are really respecting Liam Smith. So we'll see what happens, because Liam Smith is a class operator. He's a former world champion. He's been in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. People need to remember that. And remember how good Liam Smith actually is. And Liam Smith wins this fight. This is one of the biggest names on his record. He beat a Eubank. A Eubank. Everyone wants to say they beat a Eubank. But obviously, Also, a massive fight for Eubank Jr. You know, if Eubank Jr. gets beat tonight, what happens? Like, he's so able that will hit, like, you know, does he just say, right, Bam Ben fight's still there? I just hit that fight and retire? No, that. Yeah, Calabria, because Calabria wants to have a fight not lost. It was a big fight. I think if Chris Eubank would lose tonight, I think they'll score the big names like Calabria and then come out and then he's done. I don't think he'll be able to run for a title after that night. But he has to win. It's a must-win fight for Chris Eubank. I think a lot of Callum Smith suit the Smith because he's already in the champions competitions. I think again he had since to me, but for me, I feel like if Liz last go alright, you know, he's been a sport for what, like 12, 15 years as a professional. He's won the world title before. He's had a tough fight, you know. Maybe he's getting a bit now. But sorry, with Chris, it's like Chris hasn't really done much in the sport, really. I mean, he lost to Ruffs and stuff, and lost to be just son, but I think Chris Eubank will come through the night, and I'm excited for a fair. So I'll say Chris Eubank Jr. on point tonight, and we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, I'll just please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one.